Jen, you want to ring the dinner bell out there? Go get a bite of cheese. We'll wait for you.
I have fruit.
Go, Becca, go. Do you want some of? We're really smart about cheese.
Mrs. Sinclair, can
I
we
know.
have
She
some
said that she's
cheese?
going to wrap everything up for our committee.
She is? She's gonna move it into the room?
I'm not even guessing.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Can you just sign his name?
Feel free.
You gonna be your replacement? No kidding. I'm a replacement over here. You know, not everybody's got your.
I got a flat tire on the way here.
Got it, got it.
Everything.
That's why we haven't started yet.
Okay, that fits too, could work.
Joseph, we're all set.
Good evening. We are going to call to order the Novi Board of Education regular meeting. Tonight is May 14th, and I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening. We are going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Micah to introduce our special guest, who can come right up front and lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Dr. Ruskin. We are excited to have several members of our Village Oaks students that are going to be coming up to lead us in the pledge today.
Orchard Hills.
Orchard Hills. We have a Beauty Asundi. We have Isadora Sousa Ribeiro. We have Veda Viarje and Yash Mehta coming up to lead us in the pledge from Orchard Hills.
Welcome. If you kids want to come straight up here, that would be great. And if everyone else can please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you to our young leaders, and we have something special for you. And then we are going to move on, and if I can get approval for tonight's agenda,
So moved.
Support.
recommended by Mr. Mena and supported by Mrs. Roney. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We are going to move on to our student board report, and I'll turn it over to Annika.
Thank you. So I want to start off. The month of May has been a busy one. We had an amazing Teachers Appreciation Week, and it was so great to show our appreciation for a week, even though we appreciate all of our teachers all year long. We also had our Inclusion Week, and it was great to participate in that. It was super, super fun. Our Unified had their field day today, so that was super cool to see. And last week was also Hope Week, and it was new from the brand new Hope Squad at the high school. So it was nice to see all of the signs in the halls wishing students luck on exams and providing small treats throughout the week to promote motivation and also self-care. For our performing arts, Major 6 choir chorale, Bella Voce, and Novi singers performed at the choir concert, on Tuesday, May 12th, and Major 6 alumni also sang, and that was very sweet and heartfelt. Awkward Pause Best Of show is 7 o'clock on May 30th at the middle school, so make sure to attend that. And Novi Baseball is the KLA West champion, and the first round of districts is Monday at 4:30 against Churchill High School at Novi, so we're hoping we can get a lot of Wildcats to show out to that. And girls lacrosse plays third in the division, and they have their first regional game today at Canton, so I wanted to wish them good luck. Boys lacrosse were runner-ups for conferences. And track has also been doing well, and our 4x800 relay girls just beat the school record, and tomorrow Novi is hosting regionals. Moving on to some other things at the high school, all of the senior things have been happening. So we had our senior picnic yesterday, and today was the Wildcat Walk, and it was very full circle. And I've grown up in Novi my whole life, so it's just crazy to think that it's over. But while I am leaving Novi, I know that NCSD will forever be my home, and I'm so excited to join the Novi Alumni Association. And as we wrap up all of the senior stuff, ending with graduation on Sunday, I just want to say that I'm so honored to have been given the opportunity to connect with all of you over the past year, and that with that, I would like to pass the torch. I've had the privilege of getting to know her as she worked with me on this year's Executive Board Student Council, and she's so incredibly involved within our school, so I'm excited to announce that the new Student Board Representative will be Eliana Shiro. If you want to come up and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eliana Shero. I am a sophomore currently, but will be a junior next year. And some fun things that I do. I am a big theater kid, so I do fall play, one act, awkward pause, musical. I also do choir. I was on executive board, as Annika said, this past year as communications, and will be serving as president of the Novi Student Council Executive Board next year. So can't wait, and I'm so excited.
Welcome. Welcome, Aliana. And Annika, I just want to say it's been a real pleasure to have you here and to get to know you, and you're just a joy to have sitting here every month. And what you've done, throughout the district, I hope that you take those leadership skills and carry them along with you at Indiana University. And Mrs. Klebert has something special for you as the Novi Alumni Association president. So you're not?
We knew how
She is.
excited
I
you
think
would
she
be
is.
to be an alumni, so you're your very first
Oh
Novi
my
alumni. Sure.
That is so cute.
Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat.
Aw, thank
from us.
you.
Congrats.
All righty, we are going to move on to the next item on our agenda. We have a couple wonderful celebrations this evening. We are going to start with the weekly Wildcat recognitions. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Carino to name our final two weekly Wildcat, and then we'll talk about the reception we had. So, Dr. Carino.
Thank you. Hold on one second. Switching screens. Okay. It's opening. Okay. We have multiple, our final two weekly Wildcats that we celebrated in the month of May. We have John Vignac, who's building engineer at Novi Meadows in ESB, and John is genuinely committed to seeing that everyone's needs are met. He is always willing to go the extra mile to support us with kindness and a smile. John approaches every task with a positive attitude and a strong sense of responsibility. He is priceless to our buildings. For the week of May 4th, we have Katie Walker, who is an instructional coach at Village Oaks Elementary. Katie works with staff on a weekly basis, providing thoughtful support to help her colleagues continue to grow as math teachers and implement building thinking classrooms into their instruction. Katie's expertise, guidance, and encouragement have been amazing throughout this process. She consistently brings insight and clarity to teachers' work and helps plan next steps for instruction. Katie is an invaluable member of our district and continues to make a positive impact on student learning and teacher growth.
Thank you very much, Dr. Carino. If I can get a motion for the recommendation? Mrs. Klebert?
Recommended that the Novi Community School District Board of Education recognize our weekly Wildcats, John and Katie, and extend our appreciation for their commitment to excellence and our students and district.
Support. Recommended by Mrs. Klebert and supported by Mrs. Beaudoin. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. I wanted to just take an opportunity to just let everyone know that we did have a reception before this to recognize our 29, I believe, weekly Wildcats for the year. So we are very appreciative of all their extra effort, and it's just a special recognition program to be nominated by your peers, and so we think that that's just the best way that anybody could be honored. So thank you to Jen and Dr. Carino and Kim Sinclair for all their efforts in making sure that our weekly Wildcats felt special and recognized. So congratulations to our 2026 weekly Wildcats for the year. I don't think any of them are here. I was like glancing the room. If you are here, I don't think any of them are here, so we're good. We are going to move on to celebrations, our retiree recognition, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Carino.
Thank you. This evening, we have the privilege of honoring an extraordinary group of individuals whose dedication, compassion, and commitment have helped shape the lives of countless students, families, colleagues, and our greater Novi community. Each retiree being recognized tonight has left a lasting mark on our district through years of service, leadership, care, and unwavering support of student success. Together, they represent decades of experience, countless memories, and immeasurable contributions to the Novi Community School District. Whether in classrooms, offices, cafeterias, buildings, or behind the scenes, they have each played an essential role in making our schools places where students feel supported, challenged, and inspired. On behalf of the Board of Education, district leadership, staff, students, families, and the entire Novi community, thank you for your years of service and dedication to public education. Tonight, we celebrate you and all you have given to the Novi Community School District. Congratulations on your retirement and best wishes in the exciting journey ahead. We have 32 individuals that we are celebrating this evening, and so when I call your name, please stand and then come on up, and Mr. Meinke will give you a little small token of our appreciation, and then you may go back to your seats, and at the end, we will take a group collective picture of all of you. So, first, we have Michelle Campos. With an unwavering patience and a witty sense of humor, Michelle makes every day in the classroom more enjoyable. It is clear she possesses a genuine care for both students and colleagues, creating a supportive environment for everyone. Please give Michelle a round of applause. Dave Cosman. Dave finds creative ways to engage students through interaction with classroom critters, making learning a hands-on adventure. He is a dedicated problem solver who goes above and beyond to build vital relationships with at-risk students and their families. Please give Dave a round of applause. Carrie Ellsworth Carruthers. Carrie is on a mission to not only help students learn math, but for them to truly love it. By fostering organization and independence, she sets high expectations that empower students to reach their full potential. Carrie, let's give her a round of applause. Lori Garrick. Lori is a fantastic science teacher who has been a fixture at Novi Middle School for her career. She builds strong and caring relationships with her students. She is a huge cheerleader for students, and they love and cherish their time in her classroom. Lori has coached all kinds of sports over the years at Novi Middle School, and she has also provided strong leadership within the science department, mentoring, supporting, and developing curricula and colleagues. We thank Lori for so many valuable years of love and care at Novi Middle School. Carrie Grimm. Carrie is an out-of-the-box thinker who constantly finds innovative ways to improve instructional practice. He prioritizes building relationships with every single student and helps them find learning opportunities even outside the traditional classroom. Please join me in congratulating Carrie. Kathy Greisa. Kathy began teaching second grade at Novi Woods in 1990. In 1995, she transferred to Parkview to teach half-day kindergarten. She worked half-day for 10 years, which allowed her precious time with her family, and she has been a leader on the Parkview staff ever since. Kathy has served on countless district committees over the years to support and enhance teaching and learning, most recently being one of the teacher leaders to research, plan, and start our Wildcat Launch program. Congratulations, Kathy. Rand Helmkamp. Tonight we celebrate the remarkable 37-year career of Rand Helmkamp, a cornerstone of the Novi High School Science Department. Rand's passion for teaching chemistry and commitment to our students is hard to measure, but is evidenced by the tremendous growth of our AP Chemistry program and the incredible success of our students in the Chemistry Olympiad under his leadership. Beyond the classroom, Rand was a dedicated coach and supporter of Novi athletics, spending countless hours mentoring athletes, modeling skills, and instilling a mindset of resiliency. In both the academic and athletic spheres, Rand's focus remained the same, on the growth and success of the young adults he was leading. We thank Rand for a brilliant career and wish him the best in his retirement. Scott Hill. Scott has been at Parkview for all 36 years of his career, all in either third or fourth grade. He notes that he has been blessed with some truly fantastic colleagues over that stretch. With such a fantastic historical perspective, Scott has seen those years of change in our Novi community, and he feels truly blessed to teach in such a diverse community. He is still in contact with several former students and finds it to be a gift to see them thriving, and even in Japan. Congratulations, Scott. Donna Holtschneider. Donna's knowledge of the early childhood field and her dedication to providing the highest quality education for our youngest learners are truly unmatched. A master of her craft, she has been a deeply respected member of our staff who has consistently supported and mentored those around her. Donna's expertise, passion, and presence at ECEC will be greatly missed, and her impact will continue to be felt for years to come. Please congratulate Donna. Gerard Kenrick. After 24 years of inspiring young learners, Gerard Kenrick leaves behind a legacy of kindness, patience, and true excellence in education. He created a classroom where students felt safe, valued, and excited to learn each day. His dedication and impact on countless children and families make him a truly phenomenal educator who will be deeply missed. Congratulations, Gerard. Carolyn Kidder. Carolyn has been a fixture at Novi Middle School for her entire career. She has been providing high-quality math support, serving as a co-teacher and math interventionist. Carolyn cares deeply about her learners. She loves math. She also loves middle schoolers. When students struggle, Ms. Kidder is there. Ms. Kidder is an unrelenting support for our students and an amazing collaborator and colleague in the building. We thank Carolyn for years of math support and wish her all kinds of happiness in retirement. Congratulations. Amy Kilgore. Amy Kilgore has supported Novi students, counseling students, and parents through a variety of issues at both the middle school and high school levels for several decades. She is a great listener, cares deeply, and helps students to navigate challenging situations. Amy helped to jumpstart the Reaching Higher program for our students and instituted a grief group to support our students as well. She has a big heart. We appreciate Amy's huge sense of humor and how she is able to find joy in all things. We wish Amy all kinds of success in the next phases of her career and thank her for all of her passion and support. Congratulations, Amy. Kelly Leitch. Deerfield will not be the same without Kelly, who helped open the building in 2000. Kelly brought positive energy and a willingness to continue to learn and grow each and every day. Thank you for the many, many lives you've impacted over your amazing career here at Deerfield. Congratulations. Terry McCarty is the definition of a hardworking and reliable team member. Always willing to step in and help wherever needed, her dedication and supportive nature makes her a valuable part of the school community. Congratulations, Terry. Carrie McDonald. Carrie's joy is truly contagious, brightening the halls and the classroom alike. She is deeply committed to student success, and she excels at building meaningful, lasting relationships that stay with students long after they graduate. Congratulations, Carrie. Nikki McEvers. With over 25 years of heart and soul poured into the Novi Community School District at both the elementary and high school levels, Nikki has truly become a legend in our gyms. She is an amazing teacher who has a gift for making every single class engaging for all students, ensuring that everyone feels included and excited to participate. By sharing her own passion for staying active, Nikki has inspired countless kids to embrace movement as a lifelong journey rather than just a grade. While we are so excited for her upcoming retirement, her energy, knowledge, and genuine connection with her students will be deeply missed by the entire community. Congratulations, Nikki. William O'Donnell. Tonight, we recognize an incredible educator who has dedicated his time, talent, and energy towards inspiring students to gain a passion for problem solving. Relentless in his approach to teaching challenging math concepts while never giving up on the students in front of him, he contributes to our school by serving as a basketball coach, motivating players to live out our core values. Congratulations, William. Lori Osborne. Lori serves as a gentle and reliable presence, helping students connect social studies content to the real world and current events. As a devoted fan of CNN 10's Coy Wire and a lifelong learner, she is constantly growing to better guide her students through the complexities of the world. Congratulations, Lori. Megan Ristow. To Megan Ristow, teaching was always about the heart. During her time at Orchard Hills, she has been a source of unwavering empathy and intentional support for students, families, and colleagues alike. She leaves behind a beautiful legacy of inclusivity, compassion, and kindness, ensuring every child felt they truly belonged. While she will be deeply missed, the warmth Megan brought to our school will remain forever. Congratulations, Megan. Jessica Rogers. Jessica has left an indelible mark on Novi High School. Her attention to detail, impeccable organizational skills, and creative approach to teaching and learning has created a legacy for others to emulate. Her humility, honesty, and passion for getting students excited about reading, writing, and speaking is truly extraordinary. A consummate team player in our ELA department, Jessica has modeled the way to reach and teach all students with an open, loving heart. Congratulations, Jessica. Mary Sorensen. Always full of sunshine, Mary has a remarkable talent for helping students perform at their absolute best. By instilling confidence in every learner, she ensures that students feel capable and ready to tackle any new challenge. Congratulations, Mary. Patricia Stambulian. After 26 years of dedicated service at Novi Woods, Patricia Stambulian retires having touched the lives of countless students, families, and colleagues. Her kindness, compassion, and unwavering commitment to education made her a wonderful educator and a cherished part of the Novi Woods community. Patricia's positive impact and caring spirit will be remembered for years to come. Congratulations, Patricia. Tom Timmer. Holding the top spot on the district seniority list and in the hearts of the community, Tom is a true school icon. From providing passion-filled extracurricular opportunities to delivering the absolute best dad jokes, he makes school a more vibrant place. Congratulations, Tom. Kylie Treadwell-Smith. Kylie has taught for 25 years at Parkview, 24 of them in first grade. She has truly been the heart of Parkview, caring for the staff by leading the Sparkle Committee all 25 years. Lastly, consider this noteworthy fact. She served as a mentor for 21 years, mentoring 32 teachers total. Congratulations, Kylie. Chris Tierpak. Chris is a leader who leads by example, demonstrating an exceptional level of reliability in everything he does. His deep care for his students and the quality of his work shines through in every lesson. Congratulations, Chris. Renee Volmer. A true master teacher, Renee has a unique gift for pushing students to achieve more than they ever thought possible. By building exceptionally strong relationships and maintaining a growth mindset, she inspires excellence in every learner she encounters. Congratulations, Renee. Karen Wilson. Over the last 15 years, Karen has made a lasting impact on the children and families of the Novi ECEC community during her time here. She pours her heart into her work each day, creating meaningful connections and nurturing relationships with the children and families in her classes. The strong bonds she builds are evident in the way many of her class families continue to stay connected long after their children have moved on to elementary school. Congratulations, Karen. Carrie Uchuk. As an excellent instructor, Carrie brings a high level of expertise and a deep respect for the teaching profession. She holds strong convictions about how to best support learners, ensuring every student receives the guidance they need. Congratulations, Carrie. Bridget Zaradnik. A distinguished leader in science education, Bridget was instrumental in bringing the Invention Convention competition to Novi. She serves as a fierce advocate for her students, ensuring everyone has the tools and support to succeed. Congratulations, Bridget. We also have 3 retiring administrators that we would like to recognize this evening. John Brickey. Tonight, we honor John Brickey for 15 years of dedicated leadership and service to the Novi Community School District. John joined Novi in 2011 as principal of Novi Meadows, where he has faithfully served ever since. Over the years, John has become known as a relational leader whose genuine care for students, staff, and families has helped shape the culture of Novi Meadows. He has always been willing to listen to different perspectives, remain curious in his responses, and thoughtfully support those around him. John is also known as an out-of-the-box thinker who continuously looked for creative ways to support students and staff. As a committed partner along Lisa in the co-principal model, he helped build a collaborative and supportive leadership team that benefited the entire Novi Meadows community. His connectedness, quick wit, and ability to read the room often brought much-needed comic relief during challenging moments, reminding others of the importance of relationships and positivity in leadership. John has also served as a mentor and coach to many colleagues throughout his career. Rather than simply giving answers, he asked thoughtful leading questions that empowered others to reflect, grow, and find solutions on their own. His steady leadership, humor, and authentic relationships have left a lasting impact on the Novi Community School District, and we are deeply grateful for his years of service. Congratulations, John, and best wishes in your retirement. Lisa Fenchel. Tonight we celebrate and honor Lisa Fenchel for an incredible 34 years of service to the Novi Community School District. Lisa began her career in Novi in 1992 as a 6th grade teacher at Novi Meadows before ultimately moving into the principal role at Novi Meadows beginning in 2007. Remarkably, Lisa has dedicated her entire career to Novi Meadows, making her a true lifelong Wildcat, an enduring part of the school's history and culture. Lisa is known for her unwavering loyalty to her colleagues and the Novi community. She is someone who always shows up, does the work, and ensures that students remain at the center of every decision. Her dedication and work ethic have been constant throughout her career, and her presence could always be counted on wherever support, leadership, or guidance was needed. One of Lisa's most remarkable gifts has been the relationship she has built over decades in Novi. She has always been deeply committed to her co-principal partnership with John, and it feels especially fitting that they are celebrating the conclusion of their remarkable careers in Novi Community School District together. She has an incredible ability to remember names and stories of students from years and often decades ago. It is not uncommon for Lisa to hear a former student's name and immediately pull out one of her many yearbooks to put a face to the memory and share a story with those around her. That level of connection speaks volumes about the care and attention she has given to every child and family she has served. Lisa has also been an extraordinary mentor to countless colleagues. She has helped others process difficult days, navigate challenges, and grow as educators and leaders, always returning the next day with a smile, optimism, and a focus on what is best for students. Her compassion, dedication, institutional knowledge, and commitment to people have left an immeasurable impact on the Novi Community School District. We thank Lisa for her extraordinary service and wish her joy and fulfillment in retirement. Congratulations. And last but certainly not least, Stacy Job. Tonight we recognize Stacy for her years of dedicated service and leadership in the Novi Community School District's early childhood and community education programs. Stacy began her time with the district in 2017 and quickly became an integral part of supporting young learners and families throughout the Novi community. Over the years, she served in several important leadership roles, including early childhood coordinator assistant, coordinator of early childhood education, specialist of early childhood and community education, and coordinator of community services. Throughout her time in Novi, Stacy has been a passionate advocate for children and families. Her leadership of the CARE programs helped create meaningful experiences and safe, supportive environments for students and families beyond the traditional school day. Stacy approached this work with care and compassion. Stacy has consistently led with positivity, collaboration, and a commitment to meeting the needs of others. Stacy's impact on our youngest learners, district families, and the Novi community will be felt for years to come. We are deeply grateful for her leadership, dedication, and service to the Novi Community School District. Congratulations, Stacy, and best wishes in retirement. Please join me in congratulating Stacy. In closing, we are reminded that each of these individuals has contributed far more than years of service. They have shaped experiences, built relationships, strengthened our schools, and touched the lives of countless students, families, and colleagues across our district. Their collective impact is woven into the fabric of who we are as a district. While we celebrate their next chapters and the well-earned opportunity to enjoy retirement, we also recognize the depth of gratitude we feel for all they have given to our students and community. Their leadership, dedication, and care will continue to live on in the work we do every day. Congratulations to all of you. If you are one of our retirees, please come on up to the front so we can give you one more round of applause and take a group picture with your plaques.
Lisa got me going.
Sure.
Lori. Lori. Still watch CNN 10 because of you. Love it.
Might have to squeeze.
Are we in this or
Squeeze
what's
in.
happening?
You can be in it, but I'm short, so I'm probably not in it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hide. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
All righty. We are going to take a vote. That sounds so like official after all that emotion, and I feel like it's bedtime already. I mean, that's exhausting. We walked down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, just seeing all of you and the memories that you share and all the impact that you had on all the students. So I could not say it any more eloquently than Dr. Carino shared for each and every one of you, except for saying thank you. So we appreciate all of you, and we hope this isn't goodbye, but that we will still see you here in Novi. So if I can get a motion for the recommendation, Mr. Mena?
Yeah, I move that the board recognize our retirees and extend our appreciation for their commitment of excellence and our students in district.
Second.
Recommended by Mr. Mena and supported by Mr. Mishner. Any comments or additional thoughts? Mrs. Kleber?
I don't know if I can make a comment without getting choked up because Lisa, you set us all off. But I don't know another word other than to say thank you for the lifetime of service you gave to our students. I get, stop, Lisa. I get choked up because I see so many of my own kids' teachers out there, and you guys have impacted so many students over your lifetime. I still think back to like my favorite teacher at Village Oaks or Novi Meadows or Novi Middle School, and I'm sure you guys think back to your favorite teachers as a child too, but it just goes to show you like the huge impact that you make on our students every day. And Lisa's crying now, so I am, but thank you all so much for your service. I did hear that we have a shortage of subs, so if anybody's yes, we welcome you back with open arms, but thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Mrs. Kleber. Any other comments? Mrs. Bodwine?
So I would just like to echo what Mrs. Kleber said. Thank you all so much. In this list tonight, Dr. Carino, thank you for putting that together. While there were a ton of familiar names on there, there were also quite a few people who I have not heard of until this evening. And to hear some of those stories was also very moving because it makes me realize how many stars are in this district that I'm not even aware of. And so thank you all for your inspirational leadership. And I just wanted to also say that while I see a bunch of my kids' teachers here, there are a couple of people on this list that taught me as a student as well. And when we talk about favorite teachers, Miss Fenchel, who was Miss Lutz at the time, was one of my very favorites and like a core memory type of teacher. So I know how much you've impacted me and my family and so many others. And really to all of you, I know there are those same special stories with all of your students, and I just appreciate all of the work that you guys do so much. So thank you all for being here and celebrating this and for the years and years of service that you've given to our community and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bodine. Okay. Seeing no other comments, again, we wish you well in your next journey, and we can't wait to hear of all the happiness and joy that that brings to you. We are going to move on to our personnel report. Wait
do
a
we need
minute,
to
I
vote?
didn't take, I'm hearing you
Well, we
over
gotta vote,
there.
we gotta vote.
Mr. Mishner, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 6-0. We can take a break. Okay. Mr. Micah needs a break, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. Okay. Sorry to our Orchard Hills kiddos, you have been so patient, and your time is coming for your special report, we promise. We will return in 5 minutes. Welcome back, and we are going to move on to our next agenda item. Our next agenda item on the agenda for the Novi Board of Education regular meeting is the Personnel Report, and we have Personnel Report A. I'll turn it over to Mr. Meinke.
Thank you, Dr. Ruskin. I'll let Dr. Carino introduce some of our new Wildcats.
Thank you. This evening, we are pleased to present the following personnel report for the board's consideration. We are excited to recommend the hiring of several outstanding new team members who will bring strong experience, expertise, and a student-centered focus to their roles across the district. Maura Brown is being recommended as a K-4 special education social emotional resource room teacher. Maura brings experience as an inclusive education consultant and certified teacher with New Oakland Family Centers. She is a national board certified teacher and brings a strengths-based neurodiversity affirming approach to supporting students. Rebecca Doobie is recommended for a high school English language arts teaching position. Rebecca previously served as both a high school and middle school English teacher in Livonia, bringing strong content knowledge and classroom experience to support student learning at the secondary level. Brittany Carter is recommended as a registered behavior technician with Novi for All. Brittany has served as an RBT at Blossoms Children's Center in Novi, where she worked one-on-one with children ages 2 through 8 on the autism spectrum, supporting skill development and individualized learning needs. Samantha Perry is recommended for a self-contained special education paraprofessional position. Samantha joins us with experience as a child development consultant and preschool director, bringing a strong background in student support. We also bring forward the retirements of John Brickey and Lisa Fenchel of Novi Meadows, whom we have already celebrated this evening. As shared earlier, both have left a lasting mark on the Novi Community School District and will be deeply missed. We extend our heartfelt gratitude for their leadership, service, and friendship, and wish them all the best in this next chapter. Additionally, we recognize the retirements of Kelly Leitch, Deerfield kindergarten teacher, and Nikki McEvers, physical education teacher at Village Oaks, both concluding their careers at the end of this school year. We thank them for their years of dedication to our students and schools and wish them happiness in retirement. We also acknowledge the resignation of Erin Eddy, Benefits and Payroll Specialist, effective at the end of June. Erin has been an incredible asset to both the talent management and development and payroll teams, and her contributions have been greatly valued. She will be missed. Finally, we acknowledge the resignation of Robert Van Giesen, Senior Maintenance Technician, effective July 6th. We thank him for his service and dedication to maintaining our facilities and supporting our schools. This concludes this evening's personnel report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. If I can get a motion? Mr. Mishner?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education adopt personnel report recommendations as presented.
Support.
Recommended by Mr. Mishner and supported by Mr. Mena. Any questions or comments regarding the personnel report? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. I'll turn it back over to Dr. Carino for any introductions.
Thank you. I believe we have one of our newest Wildcats with us tonight. I would like to introduce Rebecca.
Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Carino. I am so excited to be joining Novi High School and the English department there. As mentioned, I come from Livonia Public Schools with experience at the middle and high school level, but truly I'm excited to continue to learn and grow as an educator in this district. It is an honor to be here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to our next reports to the board. We have 2 reports to the board this evening. The first one is our Orchard Hills Elementary report. Finally, right, kids? I'll turn it over to Mr. Meinke.
Thank you. I know that they have been patiently awaiting.
Yes.
We are very excited to hear all about Orchard Hills. I'd like to introduce our principal, Ms. Joy Danforth.
How are you guys today?
Great, how are you?
I'm so honored to be here, and I am so proud to be able to bring some of our 4th grade students with us to give you guys a report on how our year has gone at Orchard Hills. So I'm going to bring them before you guys, or should they talk?
If they talk at the mic, then they'll be able to be seen on the camera.
Take our turns.
Yeah, that's great, thank you.
Sounds good, and so I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful group of 4th graders. We first have Abude, and then we have Isadora, Veda, and Yash. And they're going to let you guys know what's been going on at Orchard Hills.
Can we get in? Wants to. There we go. All right, buddy. You ready?
Good evening and thank you for being here tonight. We are so excited to share some of the highlights from our school year at Orchard Hills Elementary.
In September, Orchard Hills made a little bit of history. For the first time ever, our school ranked in the top 10 schools in Michigan on the Michigan Niche Report. Let's just say there were a lot of happy smiles that day, and maybe even a few happy dances in the hallways.
In October, we launched Aurora Assemblies. Each month, we celebrate students who show respect, ownership, acceptance, and responsibility. And sometimes we even earn tokens for a book vending machine from our amazing PTO, which is basically the best surprise ever. Also, in October, our Row Reps were established. Row Reps are a group of student leaders who represent their grade level peers and work to promote community service, positive student behavior, and strong community values across our school.
Also in October, we had our PTO-sponsored Wildcat Walk. We raised a record-breaking $27,553 in just one day. That earned us a school-wide celebration where we turned Miss Danforth into a human s'more. And of course, we couldn't leave Mr. Skydam out, so he joined in too. Because honestly, who wouldn't want to be a human s'more?
In November, we came together to help others by collecting food and essential items for families in need. Our Roar Reps helped fill an entire truckload for Hospitality House.
In January, we had a snowball battle fundraiser and raised $4,000 for UNICEF. Don't worry, no one got hit with real snow, just a whole lot of kindness. In February, we wrote heartfelt notes to thank our teachers, custodians, office staff, and lunch staff because they truly make our school feel like home.
March is Reading Month, one of our favorite times of the year. We welcome 3 guest authors to share their stories and poetry with us. We also shared their own writing and competed in the Battle of the Books, which gets a little intense in the best way. This year, in March, our Row Reps also opened up our brand new coffee cart for business, offering coffee for staff to purchase. And let's just say, we all know there's never a shortage of demand for caffeine. Through this experience, our Row Reps learned how to sell different goods while building communication and leadership skills, all while serving our school community in a fun and meaningful way.
We also had our very first book blast. Every student received at least one brand new book to take home. So some of us ended up with, well, let's just say a very impressive personal library.
In May, our peer-to-peer program continued helping us. In April, we showed our support for our 3rd and 4th graders during testing by making posters and writing encouraging notes.
We also had an incredible experience through our peer-to-peer program when we visited Rock the Spectrum on a field trip. There we learned more about inclusion, kindness, and what it truly means to make sure everyone feels welcomed and included, both in our school and in our community.
In May, our peer-to-peer program continued helping us grow as leaders by teaching us how to show empathy, acceptance, and friendship every single day.
June is almost here, and we are so excited to welcome back our Wildcat seniors as they walk our halls one more time. One day that will be us. Until then, we will keep roaring, keep learning, and keep growing together. At Orchard Hills, we don't just learn. We care, we grow, and we lift each other up every single day. And we have a lot of fun doing it. And for believing in us and supporting our school.
I would just like to thank you all for the opportunity for our students to be able to present all of the beautiful things that they do every day, every time they show up to school. And thank you for your support in helping us to lead the way in a lot of ways, grow and continue to learn. We appreciate all the decisions that you make, the hard ones, the easy ones, so that we are feeling supported in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our administrative team and to our students. You definitely learned patience at your school because your patience today with all of us adults was fantastic. So thanks for sharing what you've learned this year and all the great acts of kindness and community and everything that you've been doing in your school. Sometimes we have few questions. Are you guys up for taking a few questions or not today? What do you think? All right, if you're ready, come on up. Come on up to the,
Back up to the podium.
Don't worry, our questions will be super easy tonight.
It's not like a test.
No,
We
no,
just
no.
wanna,
it's-
like,
Yeah,
get
we
to know
just
you
want to get
guys.
to know you a little better. All right, who's got the first question? Okay, Mr. Mishner.
All right, so one for the students and one for Ms. Danforth. So for you guys are all fourth graders, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Now that you're going to be graduating elementary school and going to Meadows, what's one thing that if you could, you would take with you to fifth grade from your school? Something you do, people, an activity, anything?
Probably my teachers.
Same. Same. Same.
Nice. All righty, so the
It
teachers
sounds
are
like you have
making a
a-
big impact.
Fantastic staff there. So for Ms. Danforth, so wrapping up this year and looking to next year, what are one or two of the graduate profiles that you would want to continue to press on and instill in your class for next year?
Curiosity, constant curiosity, constant learning. Make sure you're always looking to learn something new every single day. Be curious, be innovative. Always think about what can I contribute, even if it feels like a small things make big differences. So you want to make sure that you're remaining curious in everything you do, all the time. You always have something to learn from others, and you have something to bring to others. And always remember that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Kleber.
I have a really tough one for you guys. I had 3 kids that go to Orchard Hills, so I actually know a lot about it, and I love Orchard Hills. If you had a new student coming into your class, what is one thing that you would tell them that was very cool about Orchard Hills? It could be like something in the cafeteria, the playground, a class, a club, something you learn about.
I would honestly tell them about the good stuff and.
Well, what's one good thing that you would
good
tell them?
things, you get a lot of recess and the playground equipment is like really good. And the teachers and the friends and everyone's nice and you learn a lot of stuff too.
I would tell them about the Wildcat Walk, which is really fun.
I would tell them about the people because they're all really nice. And the teachers.
I'd tell them how to get around the school and the best places to go.
Great. So the Wildcat Walk happened today, correct? Did that happen at your school today?
No, it's their.
Oh, senior clap out, I see.
Or do you
Okay.
mean your fall fundraiser Wildcat Walk? The one in the fall where you run around the track, or?
She said the fall one.
Oh, cool, awesome. All right, any other questions? Okay, Mrs. Bodwine has one.
So you guys sat through a really long part of our meeting today, but you haven't really seen us do much of our actual work that we do. So I want to tell you, a lot of what we do at the Board of Education is we decide things for the district, right? So we pick things for the whole district, Novi schools, to have and to do. So is there anything you guys wish that we knew about things that you think your school needs, something that maybe we could do like different that might make it even better? It sounds like you're all pretty happy, but we're always looking to be better.
Honestly, there's a lot of good stuff. You can just take a countless number of stuff, but maybe can't even talk right now. I don't think about a lot of stuff because yeah.
Okay, well, if you guys think of anything, you have your parents email us to let us know what you thought, okay? Because that's hard when you're on the spot, but we'd love to hear from the kids if there's stuff that you guys think that we maybe should know.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm so happy you have such great feedback about your teachers and your school. That's wonderful.
Thanks. Mrs. Roney?
I have a very important question. How do you make your principal into a s'more?
Oh, that's really easy. You put a cover on her, and just throw stuff on, like whipped cream, chocolate chips, marshmallows, sprinkles, and everyone in the school lines up with a cup and then just throw stuff on her. And Mr. Spider-Man. Yeah.
Just throw stuff.
All
right.
Mrs. Danforth
Okay.
has been an ice
I'll
cream
remember that.
sundae. You've been a human s'more. You've been.
I've been a human s'more, an ice cream sundae.
Yep.
You were something else.
Slime, right? Slime. Weren't you slime?
No.
No, it wasn't slime, it's all food.
No problem, food.
Delicious.
I've been all sweet, sugary food.
Great.
I like that they included that you're supposed to have a cover first, though. That is very thoughtful of them.
Absolutely, but I've been very courteous in that. My PTO, former president, and then all of my PTO.
Put a cover on it.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, thank you guys again for being here. We hope you have a great rest of your school year and a safe and happy, fun summer. And thanks for sharing all the wonderful things at your school. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Great job.
And you guys, we're going to do a report to the board on literacy. So you do not have to, you are welcome to stay, but don't feel obligated like you're being rude if you walk out. We will not judge-free zone right now. So we're going to move on to the reports to the board, and we're going to do the 512 grade ELA resource recommendations. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Meinke for introductions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruskin. We have been working for quite a while, as you know, on our literacy work. And over the past few years, we've really spent a lot of time talking about our K-4 resources. And there's been a lot of discussion and work being done also, both behind the scenes and forward facing, around how we are going to move that work into our upper grades and have a coherent and aligned system, and that's something that's really, really important. So I've appreciated the teaching and learning department under the direction of Mr. Jeremini, and he is going to share our recommendation for K-12 or 512 resource for ELA.
Thank you, Mr. Meinke. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to follow the retirees and the kids. I'm going to ask for a different position next recommendation, but we'll go for it. As Mr. Meinke mentioned, we've been engaged in this work over the past couple of years, and during my regular board reports, I have shared updates with you about what we're doing and how we're progressing. And so tonight is our final ultimate recommendation. And before I jump all the way in, I just want to publicly acknowledge the work of Laura Khalil, our instructional coach, who has really helped us do this work with fidelity and integrity and in a meaningful way. She keeps us honest, she thinks of new ideas, and we have been able to improve our processes from the K-4 work to now, and we've learned from that so that we can carry that into our math work forward. So really appreciate her contributions to this work. Curriculum work is about alignment. It's about cohesion. It's about ensuring high expectations for every single kid that crosses our doors. In K through 12, and making sure that we have a trajectory so that they have an experience that is intentionally designed vertically and is consistent and aligned horizontally. We need it aligned to the state standards so that kids are learning the things that they're supposed to be learning, and that the practices inside of the curricular resource and then the instruction we use are aligned with best practice, aligned with research, evidence, so that we know that we're doing the absolute best possible things we can do for our kids. This is a visual representation of the structures that support this work, the human structures that support this work. At the foundation, we have our subject area teachers who really engage in the work. They're living the implementation of curriculum. They are interacting most frequently with the students, and they're getting us feedback about what is and is not working. And in our structure, they feed that feedback, they funnel that feedback up to the design teams. Design teams are our grade level specific groups that really do the work of fine-tuning, shifting, adapting, and making good for Novi any curriculum that we use. And so, for example, there might be an ELA 8 design team, and there might be a 5th grade design team. These teams work like that, and then they feed their work to the standards committees, which are made up of our teachers, again, teacher leaders. And the role of that standards committee is largely to ensure alignment across those different design teams. So we wouldn't want one design team making a recommendation that conflicts with another design team. And so they really ensure that alignment throughout that work. And then at the top of the pyramid, in this case, is the steering committee, which is the teaching and learning department. And we take all of the recommendations from those groups and ultimately form recommendations for you. This is our process. This is just a common visual that we use to kind of remind ourselves of the process. As I mentioned, we began in October of 2024. So this is not fast work. We don't take anything lightly. We move very deliberately and intentionally. We begin this work with a collaborative process of designing the definition of high-quality literacy, in this case, in Novi Community School District. So we say, what does the research say? What is our current status? Where do we want to be? And really identify those beliefs and commitments when it comes to the subject area that we're diving into. So we collaboratively created that for the 512 group, and there is a previous version that we did when we worked with K4. And so those things are aligned and sort of serve as our North Star, telling us this is where we're headed. It comes up frequently in the process. We often bring it out to remind ourselves, to ground ourselves in what it is that we are committed to working toward. You can see on the left on this slide an image of those commitments, and I have shared those commitments with you in prior meetings and in prior committee meetings. And so there's just there as a visual again. So ultimately, what our teachers in the Standards Committee decided we should do is seek high-quality instructional materials from outside sources so that we can spend time with a strong foundation in resources and then build from there. Rather than trying to build from scratch, that was the path that we took. We analyzed tons of resources and ultimately decided to recommend 3 sets of resources that we would engage for this pilot. Great Minds Arts and Letters for grades 5 through 8. And StudySync for grades 9 through 12 was one set in our first phase of our pilot. 2 programs from HMH, Into Reading for 5th grade and Into Literature for 6th through 12th grade was the second phase of our designed pilot. And then Fish Tank Learning for 5th through 12th. It's important to note at this point, the reason Arts and Letters doesn't go any higher in this, if you're wondering like why didn't you do 9th grade Arts and Letters? Well, it doesn't exist and we can't pilot something that doesn't exist. Arts and Letters is a K-8 program by design. So the initial design of the pilot was a 3-phase stacked pilot, meaning that we would pilot one set of resources, stop that, move to the next one, stop that, move to the next one, each step of the way analyzing the data and feedback that we received. Due to some state-level updates that occurred in October of 2025, we decided to revise our structure because what happened was that the fish tank program didn't make the state list, and we contacted them and they indicated us that they weren't going to continue trying to make the state list. So it seemed kind of silly to continue down that path. So we just expanded the 2 phases, the first 2 phases, to be a little bit longer and engaged in a deeper dive into those. I will acknowledge that at this point in time, the Arts and Letters program has not been added to the state list either. However, Arts and Letters is the new iteration of the Wit and Wisdom program that we adopted in K4, and it's on the list. So we are very confident that Arts and Letters, with the improvements that they have made in their next iteration, will make the list, and it will serve effectively as a knowledge-building resource if that is the direction we go. Our pilot included 22 different teachers across 63 course sections or classes, so a pretty comprehensive pilot again, with lots of perspectives provided. This is just the second half of our timeline and the piece of our timeline that we're kind of sitting in right now. You can see that we're in the board meetings phase where we are making recommendations and seeking approval. Once we receive approval, we'll immediately begin ordering materials for the following school year, ordering materials to get in our teachers' hands so that they can begin to prepare for summer. And then the work is really just beginning at that point as we really engage in implementation. As we did with the K4 recommendation, we had identified from the outset some decision factors that were very important to us. These are the things that we were going to look at to make a determination about what program or programs would be best for us and for our students. And so I'm just going to briefly summarize these. As we go around the horn, starting at the principal perception data, there's 4 different sets of perception data. Those are really captured with surveys and then qualitative feedback through different conversations, trying to understand how people feel about those different programs. As we continue with targeting supports, that's really about ensuring that programs can be adapted to ensure access to grade level content for students. What we don't want to do is have programs that take the expectations and lower the expectations in order to make them available to students with particular needs. We want to make sure that we can provide the appropriate scaffolds and resources to accommodate up rather than down. TLD observations is exactly what it sounds like. It is the observations of the Department of Teaching and Learning as we visit classrooms throughout the pilot, really looking for things related to student intellectual engagement and then ease of use of the resources. Assessment in writing relates to standards alignment. So is the writing that the students are engaged in what the kinds of writing that they should be according to state standards? And we use student writing samples for that, really looking at rigor and again, student intellectual lift. An easy writing task doesn't actually challenge a student to grow, and so we want to make sure that they are appropriately challenging. Company-provided PD plans really relates to the support that we get from the vendor in terms of professional development, in terms of training, and even in terms of their ability to support our instructional coaches to support our teachers. Financial considerations, Becca smiles at this one, is one of the programs overly expensive compared to another? What is the cost differential? Because there's a bang for your buck consideration there. Implementability relates to ease of use. Is it easy for teachers to use? And does it align to the way that we are positioned to support our teachers and the experiences and knowledge that we have? And then finally, alignment with the literacy essentials is just that. Does it align with the things that we say represent high-quality literacy instruction in Novi Community School District? Oh, before I go there. So the way that the pilot fell out with the 2 phases, instead of 3, we actually had 2 decisions to make. One decision was what will serve grades 5 through 8 best, and what will serve grades 9 through 12 best. There may be overlap in that recommendation, but we had to look at it as 2 different things because the 2 comparisons paired up the way that they did on this slide, right? So starting with 9-12, any circle in gray is considered neutral. That data didn't really provide us a definitive data point in terms of preference one way or the other. So we acknowledge that some data points might end up being neutral. If they are colored purple, they favored into literature for 9th through 12th grade. And you can see that it was overwhelming in response. All of the data leaned toward the preference for into literature. And so high school, that is the path that we are recommending. The data was less definitive when it came to grades 5 through 8. And so if something is colored light yellow, that data favored arts and letters. If something is colored purple, it favored the HMH into reading into literature. So in this case, because that's 5-6, and then gray is again neutral. So what happened with the neutral is that the building level data, the perception data around teachers, students, families, and principals was largely split across the buildings. So one building, Meadows, preferred one program, and the middle school preferred another program. And that presented a challenge, right? Because then we don't have clarity. And in this instance, those preferences would have actually created program jumping, so that you would move from Wit and Wisdom to a different program, and then back to the original aligned program, and then again to a different program. And that violates our principle of coherence. And so that was a challenge there. It was pretty clear in terms of targeting supports for learners with specific needs, in terms of our observations, assessment, and writing, and slightly in the financial considerations category, that those lean toward arts and letters. And then implementability, I will acknowledge that the ease of use right out of the box for a program like HMH into reading and into literature is probably better. And at the same time, our deep knowledge and everything that we have learned over the last few years with Wit and Wisdom, we feel more than prepared to support our teachers in that implementation. So while that is something that leaned in that direction, we feel confident of that regardless. And so then ultimately, our final recommendation is that this is our sequence of curricular resources that we use. We already have adopted K4 Wit and Wisdom and Really Great Reading, and we are recommending tonight Great Minds Arts and Letters for grades 5 through 8, and HMH into Literature for grades 9 through 12, and that will, we believe, support our students K-12 with a meaningful vertical trajectory. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Giramini. Do any board members have any specific questions? Mr. Mishner?
So, Mr. Germany, did Study Sync show up in any of the results? Because I know that was paired with arts and letters, and I didn't see it in any of the
It did
results.
not. It was not a positive pilot experience for our teachers or our students, and so they felt pretty strongly that HMH into literature was the one for them.
Okay.
It really, it was like, I don't know another word to say it. It was a profound difference.
Was that the one that had like the implementation issues?
Yep. And so one of the things that we look at when we pilot, to Mrs. Beaudoin's point about implementation issues, is you're going to encounter issues. Things happen. Sometimes a tech piece doesn't work. Sometimes something doesn't arrive on time. Something's unclear. And you're looking to the vendor for support. And in that case, we could not resolve some of the issues in any sort of timely fashion. And that's a concern for something that you might consider adopting for all of your students.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremini. Mrs. Kleber?
I'm assuming the transition from Wit and Wisdom to Arts and Letters is smooth because it's from the same company or concepts.
It is absolutely. We currently actually have a small pilot in K4 going on for arts and letters.
Okay.
And the teachers acknowledge the seamless transition.
Are there any transitional barriers or things that we will have to address going from Arts and Letters to HMH because they're different programs?
They are different in style. I would say that into literature, the approach to the program is probably more appropriate for high school age students. And the work of the design teams as they engage this summer and over the course of the next year will address that, right? Part of it is not just work in your design team, but also consider what students need in moving to the next level. So there will be work to do.
Mr. Mishner?
So one more point. So again, as this evolves going forward, since arts and letters is the improvement of wit and wisdom, does that mean we'll, at some point in the near future, we'll have a unified K through 8 program, and then the only transition point will be at the high school level?
Correct. That is the intention. So we are waiting for the state list to be updated before we make that recommendation. But again, we are engaging in a small pilot at K4, and we plan to slightly expand that pilot a little bit further for next year so that we can continue to see the experience. Every report from our K4 teachers is learning wit and wisdom as an educator has been a great experience, and it has fully prepared me for the jump to arts and letters, which just makes improvements in terms of instructional delivery, in terms of timing, pacing, things like that, which is an automatic enhancement. There's a lot of aligned texts, resources, unit topics, and all of that.
And then the follow-up is really great reading. Where does that play into the future?
So Really Great Reading is a foundational skills program. So in simple terms, it's phonics. And that is a piece where Wit and Wisdom is our knowledge building program. And those two pieces together in early literacy are critically important. So Really Great Reading will continue to be present in elementary school.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Mishner. Mrs. Kleber?
So I remember when Wit and Wisdom and Really Great Reading was rolled out in the elementary schools, and I had kids there at the time, and it was really a lot of work for our staff and very challenging the first year. Is there anything that we've learned from that we can help or improve the process as we roll out arts and letters? I just remember how stressed the teachers were, and
So I will say that in my mind, the shift from what we were doing in K4 to what we were asking them to do was a bigger shift than what we are asking the 5th through 8th grade teachers to do. So in terms of difference from what they were doing, difference in practice, difference in style, difference in approach, I will also say that arts and letters, because of the improvements in terms of shorter lessons, clearer teacher's manual, guidance, resources, is actually easier to implement than Wit and Wisdom.
what type of training do we give our staff to roll out new curriculum like this?
Lots of training. So we spend essentially every moment of their professional development time that we have focused on the training. So we have trainers come from the organization, from the vendor, who are teachers who are teaching currently or have taught the program itself, and they're helping to prepare our teachers. And then we have coaches assigned to support the individual teachers with follow-up support. We offer planning days, so if they feel like they need more time in order to be able to learn more deeply or just to figure something out, we do that. Our coaches go in and they model lessons so that teachers can see it done. We engage in instructional rounds so our teachers can visit other teachers in their classrooms and just see how it's going. Part of that experience is not, the word that's coming to mind is not the word I want, but that commiseration, to understand that I am not alone in struggling, and struggling is okay. Because it's different. It's hard the first time through. and the supports are in place.
Yeah, just anything we can do to reduce the stress for our staff in rolling this out, I would support.
Thank you, Mrs. Kleber. Any other questions? Mrs. Bodwine?
So this is, I guess, is more of a comment, but I first want to thank your whole team for the extensive amount of work that went into this. We did have a chance to dig into this in a curriculum committee meeting, and one of the things that I appreciate is the way that you're trying to integrate things in a more vertical way so that we aren't hopefully going to be reading the same book, 3 different grade levels, going through a kid's education. So I think some of those things are really important and things that we sometimes miss, especially having as many elementaries as we do, and then trying to get that all aligned. So I think this will be great. And I'm also hopeful that our staff that will be going through this, well, I'm sure it will be a big challenge, and we know learning happens in that struggle, but it is always hard. Hopefully, what we've seen in our K-4 buildings with our staff saying hey, this was a lot of work and worth it, hopefully that will help make that a little bit easier to dig into that learning, because I know it is always really, really challenging when you have to do things differently, especially if you've been doing them a long time in one way. So I really appreciate the thought and all of the support you guys are putting in place to make sure this works well for everybody. So thank you for the recommendations.
Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate it. The best thing that we're doing, adopting resources is very important, but the best thing that we're doing systematically is putting support structures in place that ensure the alignment remains and our teachers are supported. So appreciate that.
Thank you, Mrs. Bodwine. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Thank you again, Mr. Jeremini. Thank you to your team who's here this evening and all the teachers and students who have been part of the pilot. As Mr. Jeremini said, this will come forward in action later this evening. So you'll see this again on the agenda in a little while. We are going to move on to comments from the audience. The board respectfully requests that any individual wishing to speak to the board provide their name, whether they're living in the district boundaries, and any organization they may represent. They also are asked to keep to their comments within the allotted time of 3 minutes. Mr. Jeremini at the end there is our timer, and refrain from directing comments to individual members of the board, district employees, or members of the audience. We have, it looks like one card up here, so Mrs. Bodwine, if you can call up our, okay.
I believe it's Alan. Alan, okay, thank you.
One card, that's it. Boy, you
That's-
guys are struggling. My name is Alan Bialik, and I've been a citizen of Novi for 35 years, and I am a proud Vietnam veteran. A couple fun facts. One is that the mayor of the city's brother and my daughter went to the senior prom in high school 30 years ago. And Mike, my godson, Grant, Tom LeGrand, just graduated from Central that you taught in Royal Oak.
That's so crazy.
Huh? Really? Yeah, it's 4 years ago. That's how long it's been. I've worked really hard we're all connected, and that's what it meant. We're all connected in one way or another. I really worked hard on my credibility and reputation with the community. I produced and wrote and starred in a production of the city with the city of Novi and won its first and only Emmy Award. I've worked with the Novi First Responders Leadership Program for the last 11 years. I've been recognized by the President of the United States, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the city of Novi, as well as thousands of educators, parents, and students. My goal has been to build a bridge between upcoming generations and those with more seasoned experience, the people have walked the walk. No one in the country is doing what I'm doing. Let me repeat that. Nobody in the country is doing what I'm doing. What I do for free. I don't want anything. I'm not selling anything. I just want to, as a veteran, give back to my country and my community. Now, I haven't been here in front of you since COVID in that little room across the street. All I can say is, wow. But every year for the last 15-plus years, I have notified the superintendent, the staff, the school board, and every principal and teacher in the surrounding area about my efforts and ability for Memorial Day and for Veterans Day. I sent the board last September an invite to my personal growth workshops, my 9-class program that I developed, again, the first and only person in Novi ever to do this. At the Novi Library for free out of my own pocket on the $20 my wife gives me for an allowance after 57 years, and I think she's sticking it to me because I thought it was $1 a year you get. But basically I get nothing. You think somebody would show up and say, hey, let's see what this old guy's doing. All I get from the board is an AI response, which I think the way the system is going. There's no human contact anymore. There's no such thing as trying to give back for free anymore. With the bureaucracy, red tape, and especially the what's in it for me attitude that I see out there, it's impossible to overcome from a normal citizen and taxpayer. So I'm here to try again and ask you to think of me. Find a way, allow my generation to share my experiences, love of country, and remember the legacy of our fathers and parents who gave us so much for all of us to live in this amazing country. You can't build a future without those who built the past. So I hope you think of me for Veterans Day and give me a call. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. All righty, so on our agenda, we have a 5-minute break, but we are not taking that. We are going to move to our consent agenda. This evening, on our consent agenda, we have the approval of minutes of the regular board meeting, April 23rd, 2026, minutes of a capital project committee of the whole meeting on May 4th, 2026, minutes of governance and policy committee of the whole, May 7th, 2026, approval of field trips, Novi High School varsity volleyball 2025 season celebration, Novi High School varsity volleyball MSU team camp, Michigan HOSA State Leadership Conference 2027, and HOSA International Leadership Competition 2027. If I can get a motion for the recommendation? Mr. Mena?
I move that the board approve consent items as presented.
Support. Recommended by Mr. Mena and supported by Mrs. Roney. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We will move on to information and discussion. We have 5 items on the list this evening. We're going to start with the Wellness Center GMP package, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Meinke.
Thank you, Dr. Rustin. We have tonight our first opportunity to provide you with the GMP package, which is considered at the Capital Projects Committee of the Whole. We talked about the GMPs are going to be coming in this way, which stands for Guaranteed Maximum Price. It's going to be an entire package that is all-inclusive, and one of the things that I think is important to remember about that and for everybody in the public to know, in our previous bond program, our construction manager held a contract with us for service. It's called a CMA contract, but what that meant was that we had to hold direct contracts with subcontractors, which provides a layer of risk that is somewhat challenging when you're dealing with a bond program of the magnitude and size that we have. So in this bond program, through the Capital Projects Committee and the board, we've moved towards what's called a CMC contract, which Chrisman has been wonderful to work with. Jason's here from Chrisman tonight. And essentially what that means is that they are going to hold the contracts with them directly, with the contractors directly, which limits our liability and risk. And so essentially when you see these packages come through like this, you'll obviously see the detail from Chrisman. But what this essentially means is that you're approving one, total price. So the award recommendation after taking bids and them doing post-bid interviews is $6,537,768. And that is broken down into the other aspects of the GMP. You've already heard the presentation from Rosalie and Stu. They came a couple board meetings ago. The timeline of this project essentially is to kick off later this winter, fall, I should say, that's right? And Jason is here for any questions you might have on the construction side of things. We obviously hope to get our community center off the ground. So I keep using the word community wellness center. I think we talked about this at our last meeting. It will likely be a conversation that we can have as a board to think about the naming of that facility. We originally called it the Wellness Center, which was appropriate, and since we've had a slight shift in kind of use, long-term viability makes a lot more sense for that to be our community education hub, which definitely has a wellness center component to it. So that's a conversation we can have over the upcoming months before construction commences, but wanted to make sure you were aware of the bids. Jason's here to ask any questions about the construction itself, or I can answer any questions about program tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Meinke. And just based on the conversation, what you brought up about the naming, I plan on appointing an ad hoc committee for the naming so that we can kind of go through the process and formality like we usually do with naming any building. So,
Perfect.
Does anybody have any questions for Jason this evening? I know we had some lengthy conversations. Mrs. Bodway?
I do, but I think Mr. Meinke can handle it, so you don't have to hop up. I was just curious, since this is the first time we've done the contracts this way with the not to exceed amount, are we locked into paying this amount? Or if it's less, do we pay less? Does this include contingency, or how does that?
Yeah, great question. So a GMP is a guaranteed maximum price, which means that we're going to pay, that would be the maximum price we would pay, and they're gonna manage the whole project, and we'll never pay more than that. Most of the time, and we will say most of the time, right? We are gonna be getting a good chunk of that money back because we're not gonna exhaust all of our contingency. And what I will say that has been impressive about Crispin is they're very good at projecting costs. They're very good. They have a very sophisticated cost estimating program. So the idea would be that that contingency is there for those unforeseen circumstances, or sometimes if there's something that we recognize halfway through the project, we might want to adjust. But assuming that all goes according to plan, we will get that money recouped back to us. So that total all-in price is worst-case scenario, but likely we will be getting some of that money back as well.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Mishner?
Yeah, so just to follow on, so this would include, the all-in price would include any changes in tariffs, materials, any of those things that we've seen over the last 5 to 7 years, or also including things like fire inspections not going as planned and additional costs being incurred. That's all under this one cost, right? So, and then any overruns would then fall on our managing company, correct?
Yeah, so that is largely correct. Things like fire inspections that are, or things that have to be addressed or adjusted, that's likely gonna come out of that contingency part of the budget. But, yes, this is inclusive of their fees and so on and so forth. And so, I don't know, Jason, if you do wanna come up and explain any additional components of the GMP process, just because this will be our first one next month that we'll be asking the board to consider.
Yeah, just to address your question on tariffs. So we will lock all of the trade contractors into any tariffs or cost escalations that are in place at the time that the contracts are entered into. If there were some massive increase in tariffs 6 months from now, that may not be covered. We would work to address those cost increases with any of the contingencies and allowances that we have built in there. That's why we try to build as many of those in. But they would be locked into anything that's known or foreseeable at this point in time.
So where is that threshold at?
So specifically with tariffs, or just generally as a concept, right? Anything that could be reasonably inferred or known at the time of bid, they will be responsible for. Anything that is unknown or is a drastic change in condition would need to be discussed and potentially funded out of one of the contingencies. But it would be incumbent on that trade contractor to prove that they were impacted by that tariff and clearly show how the new tariff directly impacted their cost.
So I'll give you a for instance from the past, and let me know how this would play out. So say there was another global crisis where it caused a dramatic rise in raw materials, like we saw previously. Is that something that is covered and encompassed in the maximum price, or is that something that you'd have to kind of raise your hand, come back to the board and explain, there's been unforeseeable circumstances, dramatic change in raw materials, and in order to finish the project that we thought was going to be X, it's now going to be 150% of X. So we'll need to talk to you guys again about how to manage. How would that scenario play out?
Yeah, so we would spend a lot of time with that trade contractor trying to validate that their request is fair and reasonable and that they have entitlement to that, right? So it goes back to, can they show that there was a direct change after the time that they placed their bid that had a material effect? There's been a lot of discussion about tariffs in our market the last 12 to 18 months. We, as a company, have been extremely successful at mitigating 99% of those, right? When the pressure is on the trade contractor to actually prove this out and draw the line from A to B and show that cost increase, it becomes very difficult in most cases. So I'm going to say the vast majority of the time, we would be able to mitigate that cost. There are extreme circumstances where clauses in the contract could be triggered on the trade contractor side where they could show that there was a completely unforeseeable, unanticipatable cost increase. And in that scenario, we as a group may need to have a discussion about that.
And so that's where you provide your value, as in previously, we would be contracting directly with those entities, and it would be incumbent on the board to try and figure that out. That's now something that you're doing, so you have, with your expertise, there's a level of ability that you can kind of go into the minutia and potentially avoid some of those cost overruns.
Absolutely. We see it as our responsibility to try to mitigate as many of those as we possibly can.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mishner. Any other specific questions? Yeah, Mr. Micah.
One other thing I would just ask, Jason, for you to expand on a little bit. I know attachment A in your GMP talks a little bit about hard construction cost. I think I stated the 6.5 million. Can you explain the difference between kind of what we would say the previously approved contract, the amount added, and then the new contract value? I know there's a $10 million number there. I wanted to have you get the opportunity to explain what those are.
Yeah, so we will, every time we bring one of these to the board, you really need to envision this as we are slowly expanding the size of our contract every single time we bring one of these GMPs. So there'll be all of the previously approved expenses and cost, right? And each GMP will be adding to that. In the event that there are savings, which we anticipate in most cases, there'll then be a deductive change order at the end of the job as well to return those savings back to the district so they can be reinvested in future projects.
So for the board's awareness, you can see in Appendix A of the GMP, there was a previous amount that we have already approved through construction of about $4 million. When you add this project of 6.5 onto it, you're going to see that 10 million, and that 10 million is going to rise with each GMP. So I just want to make sure you all kind of understand how those are flowing from a financial perspective.
So the second column is this project, first column is work already pre-approved, not related to this project, and then third column is total.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, certainly if anything comes up, we'll get it to you through Mr. Micah, and we'll have information and answers to questions prior to bringing it to action. So
Great.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to move on to our next information and discussion, and it is Novi Community School District Extracurricular Activities Handbook. So I'm going to turn it over again to Mr. Micah.
Thank you. We recently met with the Governance and Policy Committee. They met as a committee of the whole, and we reviewed our extracurricular and activities handbooks. This has been something that's been a long time in the works. We talked about this about a year ago. It seems like, life happened and we went on with a lot of things, and now we're coming back to the reality that even though we're still finishing out this school year, we have next year and our students coming back. So the draft handbooks were sent out and reviewed in the Governance and Policy Committee. I want to have one more opportunity for any discussion or questions or clarifications that you might have. And then later on this evening, that'll be there for your consideration for approval this evening. As we discussed at the committee of the whole, these handbooks, I think, are a new iteration for us to kind of bring handbooks to all of the different extracurricular activities we do. And I think there are opportunities for us to enhance this and continue to revisit this in the next year as we see how the initial implementation goes. So those will be there for your consideration and action tonight, but if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to discuss, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. Is there anything specific that, I know we had a lot of dialogue around this, we had several meetings. Thank you to Dr. Carino, and thank you to Don and Dan over there at the high school, who spent countless hours trying to fit this in their day and help get this accomplished so that we have expectations and information for families, just what the expectations are participating in sports and extracurriculars and non-competitive clubs and all of that. So we are going to be voting on this evening during action items, but we wanted to give an opportunity if there was anything else that needed to be discussed. No? Okay. Mrs.
Quick one.
Yeah.
And I apologize, I did not remember to check this in the detail. But when we first looked at the athletics one, or when we last looked at it, we talked about the conference changing. And did we come up with a solution so that we don't have to approve a full document change if that changes for the awards? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's hyperlinked.
Okay, so that we switch it just to hyperlink? Okay, great, thank you. That was the one thing I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to check that, but I did not remember to. Okay, thank you. You guys did a great job.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much, and we will move on to our NCSD van purchase. Mr. Micah?
Thank you. We purchased a couple vans back in 2024, actually 3 of them, and they have been wildly successful. We'd like to expand on that program because we think it gives us a more cost-effective and efficient way to do that. I will let Ms. Luna share her thoughts or any comments about the vans, including the pricing.
Yeah, I'll just share that Matt in the maintenance garage and Carrie both worked on this quote. They actually worked with the Farmington School District to ensure that the vans that are spec'd out, they're actually 12-passenger vans that are going to be outfitted for 10 passengers. And there's some regulations, like for a CDL driver, they can only drive a 10-passenger van. So I just want to ensure we've done the verification that we can outfit a 12-passenger van for 10 passengers. A CDL driver can still operate that. This is the most cost-effective option, and it's actually cheaper than the initial van purchases if you were to buy a 10-passenger van and outfit it. So we think it's going to be a really good fit for the district. We'd like to potentially bring in-house some third-party transportation with the purchase of these vans, but it is going to be an 8 to 12-month runway to get the vans in the district, just because they've kind of build them and then strip them, outfit them for 10 passengers, and there's a lot we have to put into it, from transporting special education students, harnesses, fitting a wheelchair in there. There's a lot of things that we have to do to spec it out so that the safety is there for the students.
Thank you, Ms. Lacuna. Does anybody have any specific questions regarding this? This will come back to the board for action. Mr. Mishner?
So besides drivetrain differences, these 2 vans will be identical to the 10-passenger van we already have in service?
Correct.
With the exception that these are not electric.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So they'll also have the additional fitment for accessibility, transporting other students with those?
Yep.
They will, yeah.
Mr. Mena?
And you said, just so I understand, you said that these could be driven by non-CDL, right?
No, these can be driven by CDL licensed drivers.
Okay. That is what you said. I just want to make sure I
Oh.
understood. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So would a coach be able to drive this then?
Yes, a coach technically can drive. They can drive our vans right now
Okay, that's
because
what I
they're
thought.
insured through the district.
Certainly, if anything else comes up prior to this coming to action, we will let you know. So, thank you. Thanks for all the work on this, and please thank the team over in transportation.
I will.
Okay, we're going to move on to the fourth information and discussion item, the L4029 tax levy. I'll turn it over to Mr. Micah again.
Thank you. We're required by law to share the tax levy proposal each year, and so May is typically the time that we'd like to do that. And so I'll turn it over to Ms. Cicluna to share our L4029 information.
So this tax levy is, I'm sorry, I'm just opening it.
While she's opening it, I can kind of give a little background. If you look at the actual L4029 form, this will be a form that you're used to seeing. You've seen it in audit presentations. You've seen it in several of our finance meetings. The thing that you'll notice is that over the course of time, in some of the funds, we have erosion that can occur. And so you'll remember several years ago, probably 2.5 years ago now, that we went out and asked to renew our operating millage, the 18 mills. And we actually asked the voters to approve 19 mills, even though that's not legally allowable. We asked them to approve the 19 so that we would have room for that erosion. And so if you look on that first row, you'll see that the voters approved the 19 mills. We can only levy the 18. And so you'll see that over the course of time, while that could be eroded, we have that 1 mil cushion to be able to buffer that. You'll also see, our recreation fund as well as our sinking fund and our debt millage, which we had talked at the election for the 2025 bond that was not going to be any change in millage rate from previous years. So the 6.75 remained the same voter-approved level as it was. And this is something that obviously we'll be asking you to approve at the next meeting. So I don't know if you have yours pulled up or if you have anything
I do,
else to
yeah.
add.
The only other thing I want to say is that there is a millage reduction that is applied every year. So yes, 2 years ago, we renewed at the 19 rate. Every year, it's going to whittle down a little bit, and that is, you can see the reduction rate is in column 6, the Headley millage reduction. And so we are only able to, from an operating standpoint, assess 18 mills. So even though our millage, our maximum allowable is 18.78, we are only levying the 9.0 both in July and December to get to the 18 mills. And those reductions apply to every source other than our debt fund. Our debt fund is the 6.75 mills, and that will carry forward with the new bond program.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions or concerns or anything they'd like to ask now? Mr. Mishner?
Just one question with the debt fund rate. I know we had a revision we had to make one of the years in the recent past on that. So that is the correct rate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much, and thanks for the explanation on that from both Mr. Micah and Ms. Cicluna. We're going to move to our final information and discussion item. It's the NHS Ecuador and Galapagos Islands Field Trip, Spring Break 2028. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Micah.
Thank you. We bring field trips that are new and exciting to you when we have not done them before, and so this is kind of a cool opportunity to hear a little bit about our Ecuador and Galapagos Islands field trip, which seems like it's a long way, spring break of 2028, but there is a little bit of a sense of urgency because of the opportunity to get some discounts and rebates on the travel. So I believe Julie Tatuskin is here. Is she here this evening? So feel free to come up and share a little bit about the trip and where we're going to take our students, and if the board would like to ask any questions, we'll go that route.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. I'm a biology and physics teacher at the high school, and me and a colleague of mine, Miss Ashley Harvey, we've been working to plan this trip over the last couple months. We've been talking to other teachers who have hosted trips through the same company, EF Tours. They have extremely high safety standards, and they are like world renowned in terms of, the educational benefit to students. So we're really excited about working with this company. And the itinerary, to me, seems like a dream. Like, we would be going to visit the giant tortoises in the Galapagos Islands and going to the Charles Darwin Research Center and visiting some cities in Ecuador. So it's going to be a really great opportunity for students and for us, selfishly, a little bit. But yeah, we're really excited, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Mrs. Kleber.
Thank you so much for giving our students the opportunity to do this. My first question would be if you need any chaperones. Do you have an idea or an estimate of how many students you're going to accept on the field trip is my first question.
So our first round of enrollment, working with our rep from EF, they recommended 20 students. Depending on how many sign up after that first round, we could extend it a little bit, again, like based on interest. I think the maximum they allow is 30 total, but we're looking for something between like 15 and 20 would be what we're hoping for.
And I'm familiar with this company. I didn't see it in any of the paperwork, but I'm assuming they offer trip insurance for the students.
Yes, they do. We're going to require either that parents buy trip insurance through the company or submit some sort of proof of travel insurance, like through, if they have it through their credit card company or something like that.
And is this trip open to any student at the high school? Are you targeting biology students? Like, what's the ultimate goal for who you're trying to get there? And why?
So every student has to take biology, so we're trying to cast a wide net. We set the requirement as any student who has taken biology with a C or higher. That's from talking to other teachers, it seems like that's pretty standard. And on the Spanish trips, they say anyone who's taken Spanish 2 with a C or higher. So we have a little bit of a wider net than those trips because, again, every student ends up taking bio or AP bio. But we've also communicated a little bit with Rob Baker at the middle school, and we've kind of opened it up to any middle school students because they will be at the high school in 2028. So, yeah, it's pretty open.
Sounds amazing, and thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Mishner?
Yeah, are there any opportunities for students or families to offset costs to make this attainable to the general population, like you mentioned, with cost not being so much of a barrier?
Yeah, so EF does offer, at our first enrollment meeting, or after, I guess, the first 48 hours of enrollment, they offer $1,000 worth of scholarship money. So we are likely going to opt to do that in 5 different $200 scholarships to give a little bit of a discount to a few students. They also have scholarships where students can submit a video of themselves, a 2 to 3 minute video, and have the potential to get $1,000 off their trip if they are selected for that scholarship. So there are a couple scholarship opportunities. I know the trip is a couple years away. The reason we're trying to get students to enroll now or soon is just because we know the price of fuel is going up and the travel costs are going to increase. So the cost of the trip is locked in right now. They kind of reprice the trips every quarter. So the current price that we've been quoted will expire shortly. So we're trying to get people enrolled so they get that lowest price.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you again for
Yeah.
being here tonight and sitting through a long meeting and giving these great opportunities to our students. So if anybody has any questions, we will send them through Mr. Minka to get information before we vote on this at our next meeting.
By the way, were you one of our Novi student, you a Novi student?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
crazy. We have so many. Actually
Yeah.
graduated with your uncle.
Oh, really?
From high school, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, small world.
It is, yeah.
2 degrees of Novi.
I know, it's crazy.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
All righty, we have made it through the information and discussion portion, and we'll move on to action items. Our first action item is the Novi Community School District extracurricular activities handbook approval. We had this on information and discussion. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Micah so that we can take a vote on this.
Thank you. We spoke about this in the committee of the whole. We also brought them for info and discussion tonight. We are asking for the board to consider approving our extracurricular handbooks this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. If I can get a motion, Mr. Mishner?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education, in the best interest of Novi Community School District, approve the NCSD extracurricular activity handbooks as presented.
Support.
Recommended by Mr. Mishner and supported by Mrs. Roney. Any further dialogue or questions before we take a vote on this? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Again, thank you, Laura, and to the team. We really appreciate it, and if you can pass that word along. We are going to move on to our second action item, which is elementary playgrounds and NHS turf and track GMP package. Mr. Micah.
Thank you. We talked at our last board meeting about elementary playground and the work that's going to need to be done for the turf and track at Novi High School. This is, as you recall, you've already approved the turf purchase itself, so this is all of the work being done around the sites and earthwork, asphalt paving, all of the different coatings for those projects to total $3,095,650, and it is here for your recommended approval this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. If I can get a motion, I'm going to go to Mr. Mena first.
I move that the board approve the recommendation to enter into subcontract agreements with the contractors for the 2026 elementary and playground and NHS turf and track replacement in the amount of $3,095,650 as presented.
Support.
Recommended by Mr. Mena and supported by Mrs. Beaudoin. Do we have any further questions? I know this was at our last meeting for information and discussion. Okay. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We'll move on to our third action item, which is the 2025 Bond Program Technology Design Services Award Recommendation. Mr. Micah?
Thank you. At our last board meeting, we talked about our Technology Design Services Award recommendation, which was from IDS. IDS design fee will be to help us plan out some of the major technology infrastructure that exceeds the scope of our internal technology team. The design fee will be 5.5% of the cost of all technology work. The budgeted cost of technology work is approximately $20 million, but they are our recommended vendor to provide us professional support services, integrated design solutions, and that is there for your recommended approval this evening.
Thank you. If I can get a motion? Mrs. Beaudoin?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education, in the best interest of NCSD, approve the agreement with the owner and technology designer for technology design services with IDS Integrated Design Solutions, using the budgeted cost of technology work for the 2025 bond program at approximately $20,628,000.
Support?
Second.
Recommended by Mrs. Beaudoin and supported by Mrs. Roney. Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We will move on to, actually, I see Kevin packing up his stuff back there. So I did want to give a big shout out and thank you to Kevin Donnelly and to Jason from Chrisman. We really appreciate all the time and effort that you not only put into sitting through 2 hours of a board meeting this evening, but all the work that you guys do every day to support our bond program and everything else that's happening around the district. We really appreciate you. We are going to move on to the Chartwell renewal agreement. I'll turn it over to Mr. Micah.
Thank you. Chartwell's has been our valued partner for food service, providing food service to all of our students throughout the district. The contract rates have been reviewed and approved by the Michigan Department of Education. The contract rate will increase by 4% for the following school year. It is recommended that the Board of Education renew our contract as presented with Chartwell's.
Mr. Mishner?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education, in the best interest of Novi Community School District, approve the Chartwell's contract renewal as presented.
Support.
Recommended by Mr. Mishner and supported by Mr. Mena. Any comments or questions? I'd just like to say thank you to Kim and her team. She corrects me every time, so I'm not going to make that mistake anymore. We really always appreciate your innovative ideas and everything that you bring to food services every day in all of our buildings. And thank you for the delicious food tonight and recognizing our retirees and our weekly Wildcat staff members.
Thank you for trusting us.
Yes. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We will move on to our Oakland County School fiscal year 27 budget. I'll turn it over to Mr. Micah.
Thank you. With the revised school code, section 380.624, section 2, Oakland Schools, as being an ISD or a Regional Education Association facility, is required to provide an annual budget that must be presented to all of the districts within its jurisdiction. Novi is a part of the Oakland Schools jurisdiction with 28 school districts, and by May each year, we need to have those copies distributed and the board must review. So tonight, it returns to the board for a vote. We discussed at our last meeting, and that's there for your consideration this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. As you guys will see, there's two recommendations on here. One is for approval and the other is for disapproval. So we don't have to approve both, just pick the one that you're going to put on the floor for a motion. Mrs. Roney?
That the Board of Education adopts the attached resolution supporting the ISD budget.
Do we have support?
Second.
Recommended by Mrs. Roney and supported by Mr. Mishner. Any questions or comments in this regard? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We will move on to our next action item, which is NCSD bus purchases.
Thank you. The district is looking to replace 4 school buses within our fleet. We talked briefly at our last meeting about this purchase. The last school bus purchase was completed back in 2023, and so we are needing to get back on schedule. And so this will be funded through Series 1 of our 2026 bond fund. And the expenditure total for these school buses are $602,420. It's recommended that the board consider this for approval this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. If I can get a motion? Mrs. Bodwine?
I move that the NCSD Board of Education approve the purchase of 4 school buses from Holland Bus Company to be funded through Series 1 of the 2026 bond in the amount of $602,420.
Do we have support?
Support.
Recommended by Mrs. Bodwine and supported by Mrs. Roney. Any further questions or concerns? Mr. Mishner?
Yeah, this has absolutely no bearing on my vote tonight, but I just wanted to reiterate my request for a comparative quote for a similar option bus with an electric powertrain.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We will move on to the next action item, which is the 512 grade ELA resource approval, and I'll turn it over again to Mr. Micah.
Thank you. We appreciate your support of all of the work from our teaching and learning department, all of our teachers and the staff that have poured in countless hours, as you heard in the presentation tonight, for our 5th through 12th grade ELA resource approval. Based on the information outlined, we're recommending that the teaching and learning department is recommending the adoption of Great Minds Arts and Letters for grades 5 through 8 and HMH into Literature for grades 9 through 12 for your consideration this evening.
Thank you. If I can get a motion. Mrs. Bodwine?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education approve the recommendation to adopt Great Minds Arts and Letters for grades 5 through 8 and HMH into Literature for grades 9 through 12 as presented.
Do we have support?
Support.
Recommended by Mrs. Bodwine and supported by Mrs. Roney. Do we have any additional questions? We had a very thorough report this evening, and we had an opportunity to ask any questions we would like. Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 6-0. Again, thank you, Mike, and the entire team, and all the staff and students who have done the pilots to move this forward. So we appreciate all the hard work, and it will definitely make an impact on our students. We appreciate that. Okay, we're going to move to the final action item, which is Oakland Schools 2026 board election. Mr. Micah.
Thank you. This is the opportunity for you as a board to vote on a board trustee for the 2026 Oakland School Board of Education biennial election. There is one member that has submitted for a 6-year term, a seat that's a 6-year term. His name is Gary Hoff. The information has been distributed to the board, and that is there for your consideration this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. If I can get a motion? I know it's a little confusing in here,
We
Mrs.
have to
Roney, so I think
Pick a
that,
person.
yeah, so he's the only one running, Ms. Gary Hoff, right? Is that correct?
Right, right. But we have to do a resolution who can vote. Who
Okay.
can actually go and vote, which is the resolution.
Right.
Which, of course, I'll volunteer because I've got to be there anyways.
Okay, that's what I thought would happen. That's why I looked at you. We appreciate all your efforts over there.
No problem.
Okay.
So just as a point of clarification, I know that you're going to, the recommendation and volunteer is trustee Roney to go to vote. That's one of the parts.
But
Do
who
you
we're gonna-
also have to take a separate vote for the individual, or can you make it all in one motion?
I think if there's no opposition to both the candidate and to Mrs. Roney, then we can wrap it into one.
Yeah, I think it actually, we can put the person's name in there.
It does look like we're supposed to have an alternate as well, in case Mrs. Roney's unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody volunteering for that?
Betsy?
No. No. Anybody?
Don't,
I mean,
You-
I can be an
you-
alternate.
I feel like we can put
Yeah,
anybody's name
I was going
on
to say,
there.
you really don't have to worry because I'm running the election, so.
Okay, so you'll be there? Well, if you're definitely going to be there, you can put me down, but I really don't know that I have availability that day, so I
can be
prefer
an
to not.
alternate.
Thank you.
Jamie said she could be there in case, God
In
forbid.
case there's some, okay, great.
See, and it says in here, the third is, it tells us who who I'm supposed to vote for.
Yes.
Correct.
So we can do it all in one.
Okay. Do we want to?
Do you want me to read it, and then you can just say as presented?
Sure.
Okay. The board designates Mary Ann Roney as its representative and Jamie Klebert as its alternate representative to serve on the 2026 electoral body responsible for electing members to the Oakland County School Intermediate School District Board of Education. The board supports candidate Gary Huff for the one position on the Oakland Schools Intermediate School District Board of Education for a term of 6 years ending June 30th, 2032. The board directs its representative, Mary Ann Roney, to vote for Gary Huff at least on the first ballot taken at the June 1st, 2026 election. So do you want to say?
Yeah, and the Novi Community School District adopts the motion declared, well, I guess we're supposed to take a vote, but motion is presented.
Okay. Do we have support?
Second.
Recommended by Mrs. Roney and supported by Mr. Mishner. Anybody have any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0.
And I think, Jen, you need to, this has got to be sent to them so they know that we can do this.
Okay, she'll take care of that. Sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you for being there.
No problem.
To take care of it. And thank you, Jamie, for offering to be the secondary. Okay, we are going to move on to committee reports. And committee reports, we have three, but we'll go with two. Tonight, we have the April 30th Capital Projects Administrative Committee and the May 4th Capital Projects Committee of the Whole meeting. And Mrs. Roney is the chair. So I don't know if you have anything additional to share besides all the hard work that was presented today, but if you have.
No, not really. I mean, we've gone over both of them, the playground equipment, the different, facades we might want to use on the high school. So I think everybody's pretty much seen it all. They've given us some great reports. So just the best is yet to come.
Great, thank you. And then we'll move on to the second committee report. That was from May 7th, and that was Governance and Policy Committee of the Whole meeting, and Mr. Mishner is the chair of that.
Yeah,
If you
so
have anything to share.
the great thing about that meeting is everybody here was also present at that meeting. So I'll just surmise it very briefly. We reviewed the handbooks that were approved tonight. We agreed that we will put them on a rotation for continuous review going forward in the future. And we did identify one policy in the district's policy manual that we will look at in the committee to present to the board for action when we do our overall policy review in the next month or two. And that was it.
Thank you, and thank you for running that, and thank you for Mrs. Kleber for helping out that evening as the backup chairperson. We appreciate you. We'll move on to the superintendent's report, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Meinka.
Thank you. I'd like to remind everyone, a very special culminating day for our school district and certainly our seniors is this Sunday, May 17th at 5:30 at Eastern Michigan. We have our commencement ceremony. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity, obviously, to celebrate our graduates, and I know that all of you will have an opportunity to come and be a part of that. We also have our final Culture and Climate Committee this next Monday, as well as our final Coffee with the Superintendent meeting on Tuesday from 10 to 11:30. We're going to be excited to have our food service department there presenting about what it takes to provide food service to students in our district. There's a lot of finals, so this is just a busy time of the year. I want to remind everybody that Memorial Day break is the 22nd through the 25th. And our last day of school, of course, is June 5th, and we won't have a meeting until after that is through. I also wanted to just highlight that we had a great Novi for All Field Day today, which was just a really kind of special and inclusive opportunity for our kids to, something that they look forward to really for the whole year. I also want to draw attention to the fact that we have sent out our draft school calendars. We're in negotiations with our teachers, but we did get agreement on a draft calendar for the next 3 years, so families can know about the start of school, when spring break is, and all of the vacations over the next 3 years, which is super important. And the last two things I'll say, one, from all of the people who we celebrated tonight, I want to thank Dr. Carino for her work in recognizing our retirees. Just incredible people that have dedicated their careers to our community, our students, all of the wonderful things that I think all of the people up here, all of you have said, but really, really special people, and we're grateful for all the work they've done for our students. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, Annika, you've been just a joy to work with, and thank you for your impact and positivity, and you're going to do incredible things, I know. And we're going to hear a lot about all the ways you're changing the world. But thank you for your dedication to the district, and looking forward to seeing all the great things you do. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Meinka. We will turn it over to administrative reports, and we'll start with Ms. Cicluna.
Sure. I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of our food service staff and noon aides who have supported lunch programs across the district this year. This year, our team has served hundreds of thousands of meals and hosted more than 30 separate events, introducing students to new foods and new flavors. And these accomplishments would not be possible without the dedication, care, and hard work of the entire team. So thank you for the important role that you play in supporting and serving our students every day. Now back to business. The district's interim audit actually kicks off on Monday. And just as some information on what the interim audit is, this is the initial phase of the district's annual external audit process. And during this review, our auditors, who are from Yo and Yo, will come in and examine internal controls, financial procedures, and selected transactions prior to year end to ensure compliance and identify any issues early. Completing this work in advance helps streamline the final audit, which will take place in September, and support accurate financial reporting. And then when we think about summer, I just want to say congrats to all of the retirees and good luck on the next chapter of your life. To the tune of what we're doing across the district, separate from the bond program. I know our bond program, we talk about buses, we talk about big maintenance projects that we're going to do over the course of the next 6 to 8 years. But every summer, Mike Dragu and our maintenance team, they actually put together a timeline of projects that they're going to do during those 2.5 months to keep our district and facilities, our yards, our fields, looking as pristine as they do. And so Mike has been finalizing a maintenance and summer timeline of all the projects we're going to do. That includes concrete work, painting throughout the district, preventative maintenance, scheduling inspections to take place over July and August. So just thank you to him and facilitating that entire timeline and keeping things lockstep and ready to look good throughout the district, even as we have these bigger projects going on.
Thank you, Ms. Cicluna. Dr. Carino.
Thank you. I'd just like to say congratulations to all of our retirees again, as well as our graduates. We're excited to celebrate them on Sunday. We are working on our enrollment workflow to try to streamline the enrollment process for new families and make it very clear. There's a lot of moving pieces when we enroll a student, whether that student has special needs or is an English language learner. And so we're bringing together all of our different departments to work together to make the experience for families as streamlined, as efficient as possible. We are obviously working on staffing and hiring the many vacancies that we have, so we hope to bring forward many recommendations to hire to you for your consideration at the June board meeting. We just held 2 successful local job fairs at the Rohr Center. We met with hundreds of candidates for both special education positions as well as general education positions. I would like to give a shout out to Katie Booth, our Director of Employee Relations, who organized those, as well as my talent management and development team, Denise Landau, Kelly Evans, and Bridget Horn, who helped facilitate the evening, as well as many administrators who came and spent their evening with us to interview candidates. We have begun the Right at School transition. We have kicked off with staff registration this week, and we're excited to open our family registration on Tuesday morning. We held a virtual session for families to learn more about the Right at School program this week, and we will be holding an in-person session next week in the boardroom. We also are excited that we will be bringing on a new district-owned therapy dog next year, building to be announced soon once we share it with the staff and students there, but we're excited to expand the program and bring another dog into the Wildcat family. And just wishing everyone a wonderful summer, since our next meeting is after the school year officially ends. Thank you for your hard work, and we're excited to see you back in September.
Thank you, Dr. Carino, and thank you for all your hard work. We know it's a busy, busy time of year. It's not that things end just because the school doors close, right?
Very true.
Mr. Giramini.
Thank you very much. I'll start. Thank you for your support with the ELA curriculum. We very much appreciate it. Earlier this week, I got the opportunity to visit the Mechatronics 2 class and got to see their capstone projects. Mrs. Roney is glaring at me because I clearly stole something from what she was going to share. Saw some pretty incredible stuff there with her and with Mr. Roney. Some pretty incredible stuff. Kids, one group designed and printed a 3D printed prosthetic hand. Another group created modular hydroponic system that you could like customize and assemble and rearrange if you needed to. Another custom built and programmed a drone for photogrammetry and more. Like, there was super cool stuff happening. So very impressive, the work that's happening in there. We recently revised the structure of our MTSS committee, and that new group met for the first time earlier this week. There was some very thoughtful collaboration and feedback around our current practices and what we might do better for the future, and how we might better align all of our efforts K-12. This group is actually going to meet twice more again this summer, and so I'm very excited to see their progress and what they recommend. And really, congratulations. There are so many culminating things happening right now, and we don't get to see people before the end of the year, so congratulations to everybody, our retirees, our graduates, our teachers, our kids on making it to the end of the school year. It is just around the corner, so good times.
Thank you. Thanks for everything you're doing. I'm thinking, as you're saying that, I'm thinking before we know it, we're going to be at the welcome back, and I'm wondering who is going to be that person that walks the stage that has the most years since we retired.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I
was wondering that earlier. So, more to come, right? All righty. We will move on to board communication. Any board members have any communication? Mr. Mishner.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as we are wrapping up the Novi Middle School track and field season, it's been pleasant surprises. It's been an amazing board bonding experience. So many of the actual board members here at this table have been participating, volunteering on the track and field, braving the elements. We had our last home meet, actually, speaking of elements, this past Wednesday, where we were 1 degree above freezing with wind chill considered, and it's probably the only track meet I've ever seen where we had students running the 270-yard dash in full hoodies and khakis and whatever else they had with them that could keep them from freezing. But everybody braved the cold. It was an amazing event, and I got to say, a big thanks to the middle school PTO. I've been to all the track meets, both home and away this year, and hands down, the PTO at the middle school does the very best job at providing concessions, which are definitely appreciated, especially on the coldest track days, to both our parents and our visiting teams and also our own track, our own student athletes. It was a very busy concession season, and they did an excellent job providing both cold and warm items for the track events, and we really appreciate the district in providing an excellent facility at the middle school there in order to be able to serve both the athletes and the parents and everybody who comes out to those events. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mr. Mishner. Mrs. Kleebert?
I just want to give an update on Inter-School Council as the liaison for that. I appreciate that opportunity. We meet monthly with all the presidents of the board or the PTOs and the boosters and all the people that provide the core memories. But I always say it's like the 18 most powerful and impactful parents in the district because they do so much and give so much of their time. But this year was really an improvement, I think, over prior years. We moved around to each of the buildings. We shared experiences and vendor lists and ideas and things like that. So it's been a really good growth, and I think next year will be even better. So really great group of people. We added a robotics booster or club this year, nonprofit, and then I'm hearing a theater boosters is in the works too. So we just keep adding and appreciate the parents that take the lead on those.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you for serving in that role. We always appreciate you, and I mean, that's just a great group of people, but it's good for them to have a leader that is not, an administrator that they can bounce ideas off and look as a mentor too. So appreciate you. Any other board communication? Mrs. Roney?
I just have a few things to my fellow board members. You can now register for the awards banquet in June. And then also, you can register now for the Summer Institute. It's in Kalamazoo. It's in August. That fills up very quick, so if there's certain classes you want, you need to fill it in quickly. Also, Mr. Jeremini stole my thunder, but I did go to the capstone, and it was really just inspiring to see these kids, what they came up with. My husband was super impressed with the drone. He was just impressed that they could say that photo, whatever word. Yeah, that word. And so that was real interesting. And after that, on Tuesday, we went Monday and Tuesday on that. And after that, on Tuesday, his Rotary group gave a scholarship to, it's a special ed scholarship awards. And that was really inspiring. There was one young man there, his name was Garrett, he's unified, and he gave up and gave this little speech, and it was awesome. It was just great to watch. And then, let's see, I think that my last thing I'll say is the summer is coming quickly, and the Rotarians do a summer, it's called Rotary Cares, but we feed the students lunch, the needy ones, throughout the summer. Kim, well, she's gone, but she helps us wonderfully with that. So you can sign up now to volunteer to help pack lunches or you go to a site, you sit there for an hour and pass out lunches. It's just a wonderful feel-good thing. It's Monday through Thursday, and you can sign up for 1 day, 5 days, the whole year. I mean, but you can just do 1 day if you've got the time. So it's something wonderful to do. And I'm done.
Thank you. I have a quick question about that. So will that sign up be on the district website, or do they go to the Rotary website?
I believe there's a link from the district to Rotary. Sometimes we have problems with it.
Okay.
But I can make sure it gets posted on the district. I'm pretty sure it's there.
Okay, sounds good. Just so people can look for that. I know a lot of students throughout the year are looking for volunteer hours, and that's a great way for them to be there supporting their fellow students. Also, another question I have is, if for some reason a board member was not going to be in town and couldn't go to the award banquet, do you think that we'll have an opportunity to bring those awards here and do something this summer?
I'm sure we could.
Okay.
I mean, because one of our board members is getting a special award for years of service.
Oh. I wonder who that is. I hope it's not the board member that's going to be out of town. Okay. All right. We will move on to, we're going to go into closed session. So I ask that a board member give the motion to take us into closed session. Mrs. Bodwine?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education move into a closed session for the purpose of engaging in negotiations as permitted under Section 81C of the OMA Act, or OMA.
Okay.
Support.
Recommended by Mrs. Bodwine and supported by Mrs. Roney. I am going to ask Mr. Mena, since Mr. Cook is not here, and Mr. Mena, I know that you've had a lot of experience. You can just go down the line here. If you could just take a quick roll call vote for us.
Trustee Mishner,
Yes.
trustee Kleber.
Yes.
Trustee Bodwine.
Yes.
Trustee Roney.
Yes.
And trustee Cook is not here, and trustee Ruskin.
Yes. Okay, motion carries 6-0.
Did Mr. Mena vote?
And
Oh,
Mr. Mena.
Yes.
He didn't ask himself to vote. I don't know why. Third person.
You probably knew it.
And then, just so anybody who's watching knows, we will not be taking any action on any of our closed session conversations. When we come back, the only action we will be taking when we return is action to adjourn. So thank you, everybody, for being here and watching tonight and supporting the work of the board and also all of our celebrations. Thank you.
You guys can come if you want.